What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So today we're rolling a Diplos Riven, the Tenet Diplos Riven, in preparation of one of the upcoming double credit weekends for the 10th anniversary event in Warframe. Why are we going for the Diplos? Well, one of the best credit farms in the game is the Profit Taker, and if you've ever done the Profit Taker before, you might know that you need basically as many elements as you can possibly release on the enemies. So the Tenet Diplos with a magnetic roll. We've currently got magnetic, radiation, cold, and impact puncture slash all together. Lots of elements at the same time. And some of our other builds, we're covering more elements. We've got gas, electric, and impact puncture slash on our Zenith, which can shoot through the Profit Taker's shield generators for the pylons to break his shield. And we've also got the Exodia Contagion Zaw, which has built-in viral, and we've got it for corrosive and heat, and it also has impact puncture slash. I believe this also has blast damage when you use the Exodia Contagion Arcane. So basically we're just trying to cover as many elements as possible right here. So that's what is going to be the idea for our Tenet Diplos Riven. Since we're fighting the Profit Taker specifically, and we're going to have a massive buff from Chroma's Vex armor, over 1,000% once I get everything stacked up. We're not going to need anything like base damage or things of that nature. Looking at the build currently, I'm probably going to want to replace Lethal Torrent here, which is going to be multi-shot and fire rate, so we're preferably getting something better than that. But yeah, Bane of the Corpus could also be pretty good, and these are just elemental mods, so technically if we get a really good elemental with some other good base stats, like maybe plus cold damage, plus multi-shot, if we get Lethal Torrent with plus an elemental as well, that would be great, and hopefully not a terrible negative either. So let's see what we get here. My hopes are high. But yeah, our Kuva is very bottlenecked from Steel Essence nowadays compared to back in the day, so I'm not going to go too crazy with the Riven roll. Preferably will be better in the end than just Lethal Torrent. So we got damage, toxin, minus fire rate. I am going to take that for right now. Minus fire rate is definitely not ideal, and plus damage is also not ideal, as I'm going to be likely playing Chroma the entire time I farm the Profit Taker. I will take it for now, like I said. Because, and the reason I'm playing Chroma, a lot of people might be asking this, Chroma's fourth ability, Effigy, will actually make it where you are going to be getting increased credits from the Profit Taker. So you place down Chroma's fourth ability when the Profit Taker dies, it will give you double the amount of credits it was going to give you if you didn't have Chroma's fourth ability there. It'll be really close to the Profit Taker when you place it down, but yeah, it's technically the best way to farm credits if you're using that ability. But, Chroma is not exactly the best for elemental coverage. Frames like Saren and Volt can actually hit lots of other elements that Chroma might not be able to get to as easily. Fire rate, damage, minus weapon recoil. Not a terrible Riven, but I'm going to still stick with this damage toxin one. At least we have plus toxin here. I really don't like that plus damage and that minus fire rate, but yeah. Grenier damage. Okay, so anything with puncture, we're not going to go for, but anything with minus status chance will not be as bad as you would think. Critical chance and magazine size. This thing has really high base crit chance, so we technically could go for this. Magazine size isn't terrible either, as we're just going to be spamming bullets constantly. So, I will take this one for now. It's not what I want to end with at all, but I will take that one for now. And now we are at 9 rolls. This is basically when the Kuva is fully ramped up per roll. Yeah, it's going to be some kind of negative on here with some good plus stuff. That is one of the worst Rivens I've ever seen. Ammo max, impact damage, zoom, minus corpus. And we're fighting a corpus enemy. The Profit Taker does count as a corpus, so this is just a terrible, terrible mod. So let's move on past that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy these types of videos, watching me waste some... Ooh, this is a pretty good one. Okay, so plus recoil is not exactly the best on this thing, but we have fire rate, crit chance, plus recoil. I will take that for now. Much better than the impact, zoom, ammo, one with minus corpus. But yeah, preferably it has a little bit better. I don't even know if I would say this is entirely better than Lethal Torrent right now. Magazine size, toxin, multi-shot. That might be a little bit better. But we will be, we have very high crit chance right now. So I'm kind of trying to decide what would be better here. 63% multi-shot, 51% toxin. I'm going to stick with the crit chance one right now. Let's take a quick look at how much crit chance we actually would have if we were to slot this Riven onto the build. I am going to keep rolling, I think, because I preferably would go for an elemental. I probably should have looked at the crit chance before I went away from that multi-shot toxin one. But yeah, for right now, let's just take a quick look. So we're at 103 right now with just Prime Pistol Gambit. And let's see. Now we're at 149%. And then we have 15.95 fire rate. So we have more fire rate. We'd have about 46% more crit chance over Lethal Torrent. But our recoil would be pretty bad. Let me actually just like load into the Orb Vallis real quick and see how bad our recoil would really be. Keeping in mind, we technically could throw on a mod like, I think Stabilizer is what it's called, which will give us minus 60% recoil. We also don't really have a great option as far as Steel Path Arcanes are concerned, so we could even get recoil reduction from Primary Deadhead, as we're not really building stacks off of anything. The main focus is shooting at the boss, not any trash ads. Okay, so the Diplos, it's definitely shaking the screen a lot. But that fire rate was nice and fast, and we are using the mod that auto... Oh, actually, the Diplos just auto reloads while holstered already, so we just switch back to it, it's fully reloaded, and, you know, go from one weapon to the next. Infinite reload. That's kind of the idea. Then we can also throw an Exodia Contagion Zaws out while we're doing this stuff. So I think that one's pretty good. Let's definitely waste at least the 100k Kuva. I think we started at like 57k Kuva. Let's at least roll it a couple more times. I'm relatively okay with this one, but I really would like it to be like a lot stronger than it currently is. Keeping in mind, we will have a lot of orange crits with the sub. Almost 50% of the time will be orange crits. Alright, a sane person would have already stopped. We got at least 10,000 Kuva more out of this. So let's do a couple more rolls here. Oh boy, it sure was worth it. Plus 6% zoom. Okay, multi-shot, ammo max, reload speed minus projectile. Like I just showed you, we're not going to really want to go for reload speed, even though it has really bad reload speed. We are going to be auto-reloading while holstered, so it's really not worth going for reload speed at all for what we're doing currently. As manual reloads will basically never happen. We could go with minus Grenier if we were to get a negative like that in like a better roll, because we are only using this for the Profit Taker. I will probably never use this for a Grenier enemy in my entire Warframe career, so yeah. I'm kind of regretting not going for... Ooh, what do we have here? Damage to Corpus, crit damage, magazine size, minus slash. It does have crit damage and damage to Corpus. I don't really like the minus slash, unfortunately, as that will be one of the damage types that we're losing out on. And also, this is not going to give us fire rate. But that is a lot of magazine size, crit damage is nice, and like I said earlier, the Profit Taker is a Corpus, so I am relatively tempted by this one. But the minus slash, like, I don't know, overall, like, I feel like this thing is going to deal more slash damage than maybe my Zenith will. I'm going to go with this one right now just because... Actually, should I? It will be a nice damage increase, hopefully. And we will have, potentially have a Volt on my team giving me a crit buff with his shield. I'm going to stick with this one, actually. I like that fire rate. That fire rate felt really nice. So for now, I'll stick with that. Let's hope we get a better one than that damage to Corpus one we just had. That was a relatively tempting one. And I may have made the wrong decision in the end. But, you know, it is what it is. Here we are with the same one I had earlier. And if I would have just stopped at 13 rolls, I wouldn't have as much regret as I have right now. Toxin reload speed. That Toxin would have been nice, but yeah, the reload speed is kind of useless. Oh man. If we had like minus status chance instead of minus multi-shot, that could have been interesting. Why is minus multi-shot allowed? I think we've gotten to the point in the Riven rolling video where I'm like, why is minus multi-shot allowed? Because every Riven rolling video has some minus multi-shot or some like minus damage at some point. Oh my gosh. That was almost a really good one until it had minus crit damage. That actually is really bad. Okay, a couple more. Damage to infested plus zoom plus ammo. Yeah, I get like plus crit chance but minus crit damage. Plus viral minus status duration. That would let us fit on more elementals, technically. that would be more elementals than what we currently have. What were we modded for on the Diplos? The thing is as well, I am running Nourish on Chroma, so we will have viral damage already. This might not be the best choice here. I'm going to stick with this. I feel like I've been dumb sticking with this one over and over again, but I'll do a couple more rolls until I'm done here. Yeah, there was 2 Riven rolls I potentially could have taken that would have been better. That anti... what do we have here? Plus crit chance, plus corrosive minus zoom. I think that one might be good. Because we're trying to fit as many elements as possible. This has 2 elements on it. It has crit chance. Multi-shot probably would have been better. But minus zoom is also pretty much free. So I think I'm going to go with this one, actually. And I think I will keep that one. So let's go take a look at our Diplos build now. And see how many elements we can jam on here with this new Riven. Keeping in mind, we might want to put some fire rate back on here. So we got electric and toxin from here. So I've got magnetic, viral, radiation. Why has the number just gone down for some reason? I mean, we still have the triple elemental we were going for. We're at 144% crit chance. Oh wait, we have radiation viral. I feel like I messed something up here when I was messing with these mods. Either way, we can throw lethal torrent back on here if we have room for that. And now what do we have? We have radiation, toxin, magnetic, and IPS. It looks like pretty good coverage, and we've got good fire rate now too. We've got good multi-shot. We're gonna get some orange crits. This might be really nice, so potentially look out for this being an upcoming video once the double credit weekend comes out. We definitely lost out on a little bit of fire rate, but hey, we went from having no elemental Riven with questionable crit chance and like a weird negative to a double elemental Riven with that crit chance we were basically benefiting from, and we can put lethal torrent back on, and I think we actually ended up having like a good 40 or 60% more elemental damage in the end over that 90% elemental cryo round mod. So fire rate feels honestly exactly the same as the previous fire rate Riven, and we have 2 more elementals to combine. So very, very nice. Hope you guys found this video fun and helpful. I will see you farming credits when the credit weekend comes out. It's not this week, it will actually be next week. And I think they're taking like 1 week off between all those boosters. So if you want to be farming that Profit Taker, get your kind of builds ready to go, hit them with lots of elements at the same time, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.